Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and welcome back to What's in the Bag, Jay. This is where I pick 6 movies from my collection that I haven't seen, write their names on a piece of paper, throw them in the bag, draw one out at random, and do a review. My apologies for my outburst last week. It's been very frustrating lately with the whole not having enough memory in order to do the reviews that maybe I want to do. Sometimes a short review is the best answer. Sometimes I like to go into a little bit more depth with my reviews and talking about a film that I really enjoyed. For example, Mon Monsters was a film that I really, really enjoyed. And I wanted to talk about it. And when I went to upload the video and it just wasn't happening, I got extremely frustrated. And for that, I apologize. Not for being frustrated, because that's a human trait or human emotion, but for kind of letting it out on the video. So, again, my apologies. Returning from last week is The Unholy, Cannibals, Fields of the Dead, Stalked, and making its debut this week is Witches in the Woods, because Exit Plan didn't get any votes, and Night of the Animated Dead. So, I'm going to give the bag a good tussle, and we're going to see what we end up watching this week. Alright. Let's see what we got here. We have Cannibals. So I'm going to set that aside while I sit all the other movies side by side and take my trusty Freddy vs. Jason die, and we're going to see what comes back next week. Just remember that if I roll a 5 or a Freddy vs. Jason, they all come back. Five. They all come back. All right. Right now, I'm going to go watch Cannibals and come back with a review. But make sure you vote. It gives me a good range of what you guys think of each film. They all are coming back, but at least I know what you guys are interested in. So vote anyway. And I will be back with a review later. Well, I'm back. I just watched Cannibals, and here are my thoughts. Cannibals is a 1980 film which runs approximately 90 minutes and is written and directed by Jesus Franco. Most people know him as Jess Franco. Now, he passed away on April 2nd, 2013 at the age of 82. He was responsible for Snake Woman, Jungle of Fear, and Venus in Furs. This stars Al Cliver as Jeremy Taylor. He was in Zombie, Lucio Fulci's, Endgame, and Demonia. Sabrina Ciani as Lana. She was in Blue Island, Enigma, and 2020 Texas Gladiators. And Jerome Fulton as a safari man. He was in All Stars and a bunch of TV. Now, this also goes by 2 other names, and this is where it's going to get a little confusing. It goes by White Cannibal Queen, which completely makes sense. It also goes by Mondo Cannibale, which several movies go by Mondo Cannibale. And I actually have that upstairs, and I went and looked at it, and that is a film by Bruno Mattei. So it's one of the Mondo Cannibales. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, this was written, and some of you who are hardcore horror nerds will notice this name. It was written by Jess Franco and Gene Roland. Now, Gene Roland is an acquired taste, along with Jess Franco, in my opinion. I'm not completely aboard the Gene Roland train. I do like some of his films, but I have liked quite a few of Jess Franco's films, even though you get what you get. It's a little hard to explain. His stuff is similar to Roland's, where it's kind of like pornography meets horror, in some respect or whatever. Now, Brad likes to see me slam things, and I wasn't the first one to slam this movie. When I did some research on this, Jess Franco actually considers this the worst cannibal film ever made. Now, here was my confusion. I got this one and Cannibal Man confused because I bought them both from Blue Underground. So I wasn't sure if I'd actually seen this. I didn't think I did. I had actually seen Cannibal Man. Cannibals is actually a jungle cannibal movie, which I love jungle cannibal movies. I think they're a lot of fun. I prefer them. Let's see. I like Cannibal Holocaust, although it's not my favorite. My favorite is probably Eaten Alive. I didn't really care for Cannibal Ferox that much. I don't like them where they're so intense. I like them when they're kind of fun. Well, this movie's crazy. All right, let me get to the plot very quickly. You have a guy named Jeremy Taylor who goes on a safari with his wife and his daughter. He is attacked by a group of cannibals. His wife is eaten alive. His daughter's captured, and he's captured as well. And he has his left arm cut off, and of course they eat it in front of him. He does get away, and it just so happens there's some other people in the woods who save him and bring him back to New York. So he's in complete shock. He doesn't know what's going on. They can't get any answers out of him. Finally, he realizes where he's been and what's happened. So he wants to go back and rescue his daughter. Now, his daughter has become a god to these people. So that's where you get the white cannibal queen from. That's how the title kind of applies. Okay, now what did I think of this one? This is probably the worst one I've seen, but I had a lot of fun with it. I laughed hysterically, and that is not the point of this film. This movie is good. Like, I wish Brad and Joe would have a copy of this so we can just sit there and piss ourselves laughing, because a lot of it doesn't make sense. There's these over exaggerated slow-mo shots of cannibals eating, looks like raw meat. Whatever drugs that they were on when they made this film, I wish I had some. Let me tell you. They painted the faces. They look kind of like Kiss. It's just absolutely ridiculous. There's plot lines that don't match other plot lines. And I'm like, wait a minute. You just said that this happened and it didn't. It's just one of those things. Did I like it? It is not a good movie. Okay? Let me just say that first and foremost. This is not a good movie. But I had fun with it. Will I rewatch it again? That's the whole thing. This does have some rewatch value, but it'll be when I pop a couple beers and watch it with some friends so that I can just laugh hysterically and make fun of it. I was actually watching it. My wife came down. She was watching some of it with me. She hates these movies. And she was laughing at it as well. It's just ridiculous in so many ways. Do I recommend it? I can't recommend it, but if you do like jungle cannibal movies, this is probably one you should see, just for the sheer absurdness of it. So, yeah. I know all the ones came back. Try and vote anyways, just so I get a range of what you guys like. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.